And welcome back to another episode of the Perfectly Me podcast. I am your host, TJ Purcell, Mr. Purcell, People's Champ, Purcell PCP, Hype Man Extraordinaire, the concierge service, your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster, your favorite tutor's favorite teacher, your favorite teacher's favorite tutor. Anyway, we are back. I'm just wanting to run something up real quick just to keep the number of you updated as far as the big reveal as far as the Purcell Project sponsoring the FSU Law Alumni men's softball team. We had our tournament last weekend. Wanted to just to kind of give you a behind the scenes update as far as not just the games, but the obstacles, the hoops we had to get there. I hope to have somebody on the line here very soon just to kind of give their opinions about it, give their updates about it from their perspective. So you're not just listening to me. And with that being said, let's just hop into it. So for those quick recap, we had our FSU Law men's softball team 3 years ago. Got to go to Virginia, absolutely crushed everybody, won our national championship, and the last 2 years we could not rightfully defend our title because of COVID. And so this year we found out kind of late. And so unfortunately, we could not bring the full squad of people with us, but we we had a good amount of people. We had 9 of our regulars, and then at the very last minute, we had an add-on. So first and foremost, I want to shout out to Roger, shout out to Vanessa, for both of you last minute just coming down helping us out. Our success this weekend, we could not have done it without you, and so shout out to you both, much appreciated. um and so with travels this weekend, so we normally try to show up every Friday, get there, get situated, and this and that. And so to start off the weekend, I I set my alarm for 3:30 for a 5:15 flight, which, sorry mom, didn't get to the airport 2 hours early, but the airport's 10 minutes from the house and it's a small airport, so no problems. But so I did everything right, went to bed at a decent hour, and I wake up at 3:30 to a 1 o'clock text saying that my flight was canceled. Oh boy. So I'm thinking, okay, now I gotta drive. I gotta find another flight, something. And so I go up to the airport. I am a person that likes to talk to people in order of crisis. I don't like to leave chance to technology or electronics. I like to talk to a person face to face so I can get something resolved quickly. And so I went to the airport and talked to the people very nicely and calmly, because they were catching it from other people who were very mad. I get it. Everybody has somewhere they have to be. Nobody likes waiting. So I just asked the person to say, hey, my flight's canceled. They changed the flight to Sunday morning, which does me no good because our tournament was Saturday. So she said, okay, well, there's a flight going to Charlotte from Jacksonville in an hour. Yeah, can't make that one. Sorry. And so she said, I said, can you search anything close? And so, long story short, I ended up getting a flight to DC nonstop. The bad part is one of our fellow players had scheduled a connecting flight with me from Charlotte to Lynchburg. And he was kind of dependent on me to get a rental car. And so he had to Uber because I couldn't make it. He had to Uber for an hour drive, and he worked out a deal. Don't feel it's actually a good story. If he gets to jump out, I'll let him tell you that. But I had to go to DC. If you've ever been to DC airport recently, that airport is whack. It's like construction everywhere. It took me probably a 2.5 mile walk to get from my gate to the rental car place. It's a cluster. Once I got to the rental car place, that line had about 45 people in it. Thank God they had my car. I'll get to that in a second. But through the whole weekend, we had different people's flights get canceled. They had to do some readjustments. Some people arrived later than they wanted to. We had people arriving at midnight. We had people arriving at 2 in the morning. Not ideal for an early Saturday morning start. So, there is that. Yeah. So that's kind of how the weekend started. Once we eventually got up there, there you go. Once we eventually got up there, we went to the hotel room, which, by the way, that in and of itself, cluster, because it's a pretty new hotel, and it's so new that it's not on Google Maps yet. So we followed the directions. It took us to an empty corner of a shopping center. And luckily, one of the people that I picked up through the rental car, which was a 2.5 hour drive from DC, once we picked them up, he happened to see where we're staying. And so if you try to type in the address, it takes you to something different. Some of the other people who met us there early, they went to the other Holiday Inn, not this Holiday Inn. It was pretty intense. So, all right, we got somebody hopping in, one of our esteemed softball players. At least I think so. This is the great part of live podcasting. Oh, hold on one second. Gotta love live podcasting. And so we are, we're trying to find our hotel. We get situated in finally. And then we end up going to try to Uber to the welcome reception. The problem with Charlottesville is there was Ubers in the area. They were either busy, they were doing something, I don't really know. So that part was fine. We ended up going to the reception. Of course, y'all know me. We talk a little trash. You see the picture that we had before. So I walk in the bar with the championship belt because we're the champs. People can't, people gotta defeat us. It's all for jokes. They said in our captain's meeting that we could joke around. But yeah, so that ended up being good. Our weekend, there we go. Our weekend, there he is. Welcoming now, hopping on, one of our esteemed softball members, Mr. Jorge Alfonso.
What is up, TJ?
Not too much, Jorge. What's good with you down the little Masters watching, I see?
Yep, got the Masters here. Got good old Red Sox, Yankees here. I got all the games going on.
Hey, that's how you got to do it. It's a sports filled weekend. I
Yeah.
was just recapping the cluster of flights getting into Charlottesville last week. I just kind of talked about the waking up at 3:30 for a 5:30 flight and finding out your flight's canceled. That's a fantastic way to start the weekend off. You also had some flight difficulties getting there. Care to expound?
Yeah, man, that was insane. We get there, supposed to be a 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock flight, something like that. Get to the airport. The connect flight's canceled, so that's not going to work because I'll be stuck in New York for a whole day. Gotta figure out a way to get with the boys. So Grant, Haas, and I, we both try to figure it out, and we finally pay a good sum of money to get it over there. But didn't even get us to where we need to go. TJ was about to pick us up all the way in Lynchburg. I thought there was only Lynchburg, Tennessee. I found out there's a Lynchburg in Virginia.
Yeah.
And somehow we finessed our way to get to Charlottesville instead of Lynchburg when we got to Charlotte. So the boys were ready once we got there at 11:55 p.m.
Yes. I was just saying the craziness of just making all of this happen and just the canceled flight, the flying into different airports, the hotel not even being on Google Maps. Like I don't know if you heard that we put in the address and it takes us to an empty quarter in a shopping plaza. And
No
we're
way. I
like,
didn't know
yeah, we're like, this
that.
is this is not good. So apparently there's such a new hotel that they aren't on the Google Maps yet.
That's just what you get when you get TJ to book us hotels. It's always brand spanking new, not even on the map. So,
Top tier. That's what we do here. Top tier.
hey,
This
with
is the
Wawa right across the street to help us out when we're in need at 9 o'clock in the morning, the day after a good night of drinking.
I
Can't
tell
wait.
you what, in all seriousness though, that hotel was 2 minutes from the field, a walk across from Wawa,
Yep.
and
Breakfast was all
space.
right. Breakfast was all right. If you're gonna give it a rating, a good rating, I'd probably give it a nice little 6.3.
Yeah, it
Breakfast,
was
hotel breakfast, you could never give it a good rating, but they had eggs, which is very important. They got
huge.
sausage. The day two, not gonna say that a lot of people made it to day two breakfast, but we had bacon. They had bacon over there. So, if you have bacon on your menu, you're automatically a 6, I think. So I
Easy.
I think that you did a good job, TJ. Brand new, not even on the maps, and breakfast to get us ready for the day. I think that was good.
Hey, let's also not forget the quality lukewarm tub. Can't really call it a hot tub. It was
Oh yeah,
a lukewarm tub, maybe.
yeah.
Our old bones got to get them active to get ready to score 100 something runs.
Oh
So
yeah.
I did some research because I do that every now and then. I do more research for softball than law school, apparently. Um, so I looked back last year and kind of did some math with the scores and everything. So last year we scored 100, or I say last year, 3 years ago, we scored 117 runs in 6 games, and we gave up 46, which not terrible, not bad. I mean, obviously 16-7, 32-5, 24-15, 12-6, 17-8, 16-5. That's pretty convincing, I would say.
Yeah.
So then I compared that to this year's scores, and 14-6, 26-0, 29-2. That's for day one, which I will go into this in a second. Actually, no, let's go into it right now. Our run differential, 834, 61 runs. How is that a second seed?
Yeah, I think it's a little home field advantage, which we learned a lot about. We learned a lot about home field advantage this time around. I think next year we'll be ready for home field advantage. That is if UVA allows us to come. I mean, they have that stupid rule put in place that you have to wait 5 years from playing. But I think home field advantage is just a tough subject right now. It hasn't even been a week, and yeah, I don't know if I can even go too far into it, but.
It's rough. I was actually telling somebody, if you think about it, how does the 2 seed have a worse schedule than the 3 and 4 seed? So if you 1, 3, and 4 played at 11, 2 played at 12 for back to back to back. They're just 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 4, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, so even with, those runs, then we go not knowing that there's no mercy rule or time limit. We back that up with 40-2, 41-9, and then losing 22-24. So I said 3 years ago, we scored 117, gave up 46. This year, we score 172, give up 43, 24 of those in the last game. So we really went giving up 19 runs in 5 games.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
think
bad.
I think we really did a good job of just making the plays we had to. Our defense really did play well. Gotta give a shout out because we were missing Clay out there at shortstop, Clay Gilman. Gotta give a shout out to Ryan Dyson because Ryan Dyson really held the fort down, man. We did not know how he was gonna come into play after a couple years of not playing, and he made the plays, man. He really made some throws that if he didn't have that much oomph on the ball, then he wouldn't have got the guy out. So I think he held down the fort, and then the team really just played really good defense. And then I mean, we can talk about the offense all day. We scored 176.
172.
Oh my god.
And even to give more clarity to those, me and Nate did calculations. We never played the last game. That was the only game we played a full game. We only played like 3 innings, 4 innings. I think we averaged 5.375 runs per inning, which if you say you held us under our average to 22 runs, I'd say, loss aside, I don't know if you heard my 12 bar Tuesday, but we were by far the most impressive team on the field. We were by far the most impressive team off the field.
That is factual.
I mean,
Sure. I mean, I I have to throw out there that we were out pretty late and we still scored 100 runs on the second day. And I am 100% sure that University of Virginia went to bed at 9:30, and then if they were still up at 9:31, they were cut. So I think I think us going to bed by average 3:30 a.m. I think that that plays into the off the field factor. Now on the field, we know what we could do, but off the field, we really showed off this weekend.
Yeah, we did.
I think that we showed a lot of character off the field. I think that we did some good things. Now,
Oh, we got somebody you just gave a shout out to.
oh, let's go.
We got another one of our star athletes. Once he connects to audio, Mr. Ryan Dyson, you just I think he's there. If he turns on the video and unmutes himself, I don't think they had to deal with Zoom. I think they graduated by the
Oh,
time. So yeah, he
Here-
might
maybe some hearing and stuff though. You could probably be used to Zoom by now. That's right.
also very fair. He's probably listening to us, just not unmuting, just
Laughing in the background.
which is, it's also fair. Also fair too. There he is.
There he is. The guy got his motion for summary judgment filed about 5 minutes ago.
Hey, that's the
Check
word.
that.
Once again, excelling off the field, FSU Law alumni men's softball team. That is what, buddy? I just took you out. Get your toy. My dog's trying to be a co-star of the trip. Dog's trying to be a co-star right there. I'm trying to record. Say hi. Say hi.
There he is. What's up, buddy?
Really? Let's see. All right, you gotta go. I gotta record and then I'll see you in a second. See you in a second. All right, there he is.
I'm back in.
He's back in.
Back in. Sorry, I'm was actually signing a settlement agreement.
That's what we like to hear. I was saying you just missed Jorge just gave you a little shout out on the pod.
Oh, did he?
For your defensive prowess.
Oh, well, thank you. You got to put your body on the line for the team, right?
My hamstring agrees with you right now.
My body's doing okay now. I was in rough shape for a couple of days there, but I'm doing all right now.
Yeah, it's good though. We were just talking about some questionable seating and time placement of games, of how a 3 and 4 seed could have a more favorable schedule than the 2 seed. But next year we will, we'll overcome and adapt, and we'll just be better. We also talked about, I don't know if you heard the 12 Bar Tuesday, which, by the way, I did not talk bad about you.
You didn't diss me on the track this time?
Actually, I didn't diss you before. We clarified that.
I don't know, man. You claimed that we clarified that, but I went and listened to it again. Like I said, Evan and I did a deep dive. We did the closed captions on it. We were like, did he just – because it took me a second. I'm like, I heard Ryan, but and I'm like, well, is it Rhyme or Ryan? Then I realized you were we did all the closed captioning, and we did what you – and closed captioning said that you dissed me on the track.
Well, okay. Well, so time out. First of all, closed captioning is inherently biased.
Yeah.
It is. So we don't subscribe to closed captioning. Second of all, I'm a little country, got a little twang, doesn't fully pick up on the vernacular. And I said, I gotta give you more thanks. I just said Mo to make the rhyme scheme fit. So
it did sound like no, but then you still dissed me because you said I brought the wrong beach apparel, no tanks.
I was giving you
and then
more
you went
thanks.
To go say even Mitch got one out. And so I'm like, well, I just got dissed.
Is that factually inaccurate? That's all I'm saying.
It's not factually inaccurate. You didn't have to shout Mitch out like that when Mitch caused all the problems in the first place.
Oh, it wasn't a shout out. It was just like okay, that happened.
TJ,
but
I think we need to spend at least minimum of 10 minutes on our boy Jeff. I think Jeff needs to.
So I did give him a shout out in the 12 Bar Tuesday.
Okay.
Definitely did give him a shout out. I said something along the fact of we rocked the blue jersey, too dirty, hung out with Yukon Jeff, who was drunk and rapping since 2:30.
Hey, I think if I had to guess, I think he's still at the Bill. I'm pretty sure he's still at the Bill. He's throwing shots everywhere. He's buying beers for girls that don't intend to talk to him all night. He probably spent at least like $300 on beers just simply on girls that did not talk to him.
Listen, I had guys from UConn coming up to me being like, I heard you guys met our guy Jeff. He's like, they're like, I'm worried about him. They're like, I need to find him if you've seen him anywhere.
Yeah. No, they said thank you for watching him while they weren't there, which, by the way, tells you if he shows up without the team.
Yeah.
They said he was kind of old. Well, he was also he was older. He's younger than you, TJ, but they said he was older.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit older than Nate, but
mid-30s maybe.
Yeah,
listen,
he could pass us 35, something like that.
I'd say mid-30s.
Well, listen, Jeff aside, the one thing that I'm realizing, and I texted Evan about this yesterday, with how dead I still am, I don't know how Mike Maloney and Nate Planets live.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
I don't know. Shot.
Yeah.
It's not often that I'm speechless.
Yeah. I will say that first night, TJ, you pick me up. We go to the hotel room. I'm expecting a good night with the boys just in because, you know, tomorrow, the next day is going to be the Biltmore, whatever. And I get there and the room already smells like something I've never smelled before. I try to make I try to figure out what it was. I put my nose to the test and nothing I've ever smelled before, a lot of combination of stuff. And I'm still stuck on it to this day to figure out what it was. But you know what, dude, they went and had a great time. And if it's up to us, you know, we give Maloney right when he shows up in Charlottesville next time, fireball until he leaves. You know, if that's what it takes, dude.
A 6 home run championship day performance. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Well, listen, and I told you guys have both been once. This was this was your second time. This was my third. We've never gone that hard on a Saturday because, you know, and I don't know why. First year, you know, we were 1-0, we didn't know. Second year, we kind of went out with the Final Four there. We were like, but all right, we're kind of tired. We traveled a lot. Mm-hmm. Let's just have some fun and get home. I did not foresee Jorge buying tequila shots at 1:45 in the morning.
Dude.
But here's the thing. The next day in the dugout, I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to get some water and hydrate. And Maloney looks at me and goes, same. Instead takes 3 swigs of Fireball.
Yeah. Some people are built for the moment, man. I don't know. Some people know what to do with their bodies the next day. And it's incredible. I mean, their bodies just are asking for that Fireball instead of the water that your body's asking for. It's just.
Well, my body was not asking for fire. I don't think my body's asked for Fireball since I was 19.
When does it ask for Fireball?
my body deals with Fireball, not doesn't ask for it.
It doesn't ask for it. When you said hydrate, it's just people take the word hydrate differently.
Listen, that with the night that he had, that I mean, we thought, you know, obviously we won't divulge fully into it, but you know, that man came back from the dead at Boylan Heights. I went over to him and I'm like, he had the head down. I'm like, dude, you good? We need to get you out. He goes, yeah, I'm fine. Then next thing I know, he's over with us. He looks like alive again. I'm like, I don't know how you do it, man.
Listen, whatever that was, you dropped 4 home runs in a championship game, and we needed every single one of them just clutch. And it takes a miracle catch at the end, or else he probably had like 12 RBIs himself. Just craziness. We were just, I didn't know. I was telling Jorge, Ryan, I did a little bit of research without Quimby, actual research on my own. And the last year we went, we only outscored them 117-46, as opposed to 172-43.
Yeah, I mean I do remember the last year when we went out, when the first game we had against, I think it was Penn, right? Where we just it was the same thing. It was after Friday, we all went out. Kane looked like he was underwater. But you know, we played some, I think the teams we played last time outside of UVA Gold were better.
Yeah.
Because we played St. John's was decent. We thought that Penn was going to give us run for our money there, and then we beat them by 33.
Yeah, we had
Something like
Jag and then
that.
Penn, and then St. John's, and then we come back with I think Georgia, UVA Gold, and then the UVA
We didn't play
alumni.
UVA Gold last time, I don't think. Did we?
We
Yeah,
played
it
a
was
UVA.
it was one of the UV. I thought it was UVA Gold for a
It was
semi.
either gold or blue.
Oh, we beat one of their teams in the semis. Then we played an alumni team in the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, also speaking of home cooking, a sweet call on the change of field last minute with 280-foot pop-ups that through the magical gust of wind, 12 home runs later.
Well, don't even get me started on that.
We're not. I am trying to relive. I'm trying to redo past wrongs. Apparently, allegedly, I'm not even going to say anything about that. All I'm saying is, if we play that team 5 games, we win 3 decidedly. They win that one, and then one will be a toss-up.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think.
Decidedly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they had their own game going on the other field that I don't know. Did we ever get information if it was cut short or if they played the whole thing or how did that work out in the semifinal for their
We asked one of their dudes and they said they cut it off at an hour. Which our guy was kind of I actually enjoyed that umpire. The guy in the championship I didn't like very much.
Trash.
But I think he was a little bit more of a stickler for the rules. And because he wasn't even, we had to basically kind of convince him to let Penn use that pinch runner from home plate.
Yeah.
And we were okay with me. Nate and I went up and talked to he went in the rule book. He's like, I'm not gonna let somebody run from behind home plate. He's like, it's dangerous. You got dollars and bats flying. But we were like, listen, the rules kind of allow it, so let's do it. But I think he was told, hey, there's no time limit in playoffs because you got to have a winner. But the other guy, I don't know if that one was as much home cooking as it was the umpire in the finals. That was
just
but
watching that playback of the ball hitting Rogers' foot and him having to do the hop skip and show up. That was not good.
That was the very key part of the game too, because I think there was one out and bases loaded. So if Roger walks there, then we have top of the order. Evan comes up and a run scores as opposed to 2 outs now with bases loaded. So I think
that's a key turning point.
I think Angel Hernandez really took the game into his hands there, and we took the brunt of it. I mean, a lot of home cooking. I mean, the field itself, them getting to cut off at 1 hour. The umpire deciding to let the game run when we're up by 752 runs in the semifinal game.
Not even an exaggeration, Jorge.
Run it back. Gotta go finish. You're like, dog, it was 41. At this point, it's 41-5.
I think half the other team was already saying, hey, can we just end this game? And then the other half was like, well, we want to get at bats. Then go on the other field and have a scrimmage game. We actually
go play the UVA Blue. They're ready.
Yeah, they'll go play a third place game.
Yeah,
the bronze medal game.
There. The way that we hit, just down, we didn't hit a lot of pop-ups, and just on that field with the crosswind, I think it just would have been a much different game.
Oh, definitely. I mean, then one thing too, we want to talk about how well we hit. The one thing we didn't do is we didn't really hit the championship game. We had a lot of rollovers, and we can probably attribute that to just how exhausted we all were. But once we kind of kicked it into gear, I mean, we put up 8, 9 runs or something. We went into the last inning up 1. That's never going to hold. That rarely ever holds in a softball game.
Yeah.
So you need to be up by at least 4 or 5 to kind of even feel decent. But I mean, we put it into gear. We did, but we were just mentally and physically tired by the end of it.
I will say that as much as it sucks to see a walk-off home run go over left center field over my head, I'm glad it was an absolute nuke and not a little pop-up because I would have been way upset.
Yeah, that dude got that one out.
Yeah, that was a legit one.
Yeah. Well, with Jorge though, I'm kind of curious, as to my guy robbed mine. I didn't see any robs from us.
Did that happen? I didn't. Did that?
Yeah,
that happened.
We're just gonna blow by the offense there, and we're gonna go to the defense for Ryan Dyson's sake. So defensively, we could have maybe touched one of them. And here's the issue with the one that we maybe could have touched. It was dead center field.
Yeah.
And I had to sprint over there and jump a fence that's probably about 10 feet high.
Yeah, it was a tall fence too.
If I tried, I maybe could have touched it, but I wasn't gonna waste my energy on that, knowing how the game was going. The other one, yeah. I mean, even the pop-ups, they went like 5-10 feet back, so there's no way I could even touch it.
Well, you know, I remember I came back into the dugout on that, and I asked TJ, and I'm like, was that close? And he's like, dude, it was right at the top of the fence. Then I see the picture of the dude over the fence bringing it back, and I'm just like, 3 years of getting made fun of could have all gone away right then and there. But the good Lord,
I promise you it wouldn't have gone away. I mean,
it wasn't going away. I didn't want to be the one to say that, but
no, it wasn't.
But I mean, I could have then said, like, you know, I could have then made jokes, because then it's, you know, all right, well, who else didn't get one? You know, I got one this tournament, you know, on a field that wasn't, you know, 275. Yeah. But, you know, it's you know what, some guys are just made to be doubles guys, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you did have like probably 15 doubles on the weekend. So I mean,
yeah,
if there's anything
your
good
OPS,
about you really did.
OPS was up there.
Yeah.
Although I will say you did get one on the field with no fence.
Yeah, I did, and you know, I say that should count. But then if that counts, Ben also had one that would count. So I'm willing to not take
if that counts,
so doesn't count.
If that count, I had 3 on that field. If that counts. So, yeah. I mean, we can make a consensus.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's got to go over a fence.
While we're talking about home runs, I want to talk about singles for a second here, because there was the longest single of life on that field. Maloney, the great Maloney from day 2, did have a spaz on day 1 where he got a single from a ball that was hit to the fence that's 400 feet away.
Okay, so to put this in perspective for those who are thinking, what do we mean in the field with no fence? We played in the quarter of a soccer field, and there was no like temporary fence put up. And so left field is probably 400 feet away. Left center is probably 430, and one of our guys hits a ball over the outfielders' heads to that fence.
Sure. That ball just keeps running.
And legged out a single, one base.
Maybe he got caught looking at the dugout.
There was a little dogging in it. I mean, if I dog that, I think if he dogs that 100 times, 99 out of 100, he makes it to second. I just don't. I'm trying to make sense of having a single hit to the left field on that field.
And that's where you missed the bag. You just can't make sense of it.
He said he missed the bag, and I don't care if you missed the bag. You could have crawled a second at that moment. Like, station to station is one thing. But if the ball's hit 875 feet away, it's okay if you take 2.
Yeah.
It's understandable. But overall, what was your guys' best that we can say in public? Best thoughts of the weekend as a whole. I know for me, I was telling somebody I hadn't seen some of you guys in like 2 years, 3 years, and like, I think that was the first time I've seen Maloney since pre-COVID.
Yeah.
And like, so what was some stuff you guys will take away besides the home cooking we've already discussed?
I'm gonna take the spot here and take away that we have a whole year, barring them not letting us play next year. We have a whole year to prepare, a whole year to have everybody there, because we were missing a couple guys, and giving us a whole year is scary. 172 is going to seem like nothing. And I think that if we have 12 guys there, we're going to dominate. I think it's not going to be fair. I mean, let's be real. I mean, two of our guys that were staples in our lineup weren't there. Roger, I mean, all-time feel from Roger. I mean, Roger just showed up and played and drove all the way there, all the way back, slept in a rest stop. I mean, first team all feel for that guy.
But I shouted him out as soon as I started the pod. He got the big shout because that was
and he got a lot better throughout the weekend too.
Yeah,
he was really starting to feel his own, and he took control of some of the stuff, and I was impressed by him by weekend end.
Yeah,
big facts. I
think next year is going to be a movie for sure. If this year wasn't, I mean, next year is going to be a movie. So,
the thing that I took away, and actually I saw this, like TJ said, we haven't played together in a long time. We haven't seen each other in a long time for a lot of us. But it was weird. It was like, even though at Harvard wasn't our best game, that first time through the lineup and back out there, it felt like, I was like, man, we haven't, for some reason, it felt like we had just done it a month ago. Everybody it was weird. We were a little bit rusty, a little tired. I don't know what else I can say on the pod. But
we're adults here, so there are some beverages.
We weren't in the best of shape, but it was weird. We were all talking to each other. We were talking about position strategy and everything. It was like we hadn't missed a beat, and we were all all in on it. I think next year, now we know we got to hit that run differential. But after that, we can try to conserve a little bit. But like I said, we're a bunch of old washed up lawyers now who just sit behind desks all day. I got a putting green. I just put a little putting surface over in my office over here now, so I'm standing up a little bit more. But we sit behind desks now, and we made it through without any major injuries. I couldn't walk for 2 days, but
no major injuries, no subs, nobody, like all 10 had to play. And we, like I said, we showed we were by far the most impressive on and off. Shout out to Jeff off the field. I hope that.
And we had the sweetest jerseys.
By far.
We got commented. We had a lot of people commenting to us, be like, "Yo, these jerseys are awesome," and we were like, "Well, we know.
This is what we do."
Yeah. And I'm looking forward. I think Nate's got some. I still think we go with the 3. I think we go with the blue, the mustard. But I think Nate's got some ideas maybe for next year if they let us go back. So
if we can get like a smooth white somehow, just like a quality.
Nate was thinking a black jersey with like a red with yeah.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sold.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
I can go with that.
I would say, but besides personal success of being the first one to hit a legit home run, which, by the way, funny story. So that picture hits me up on Facebook. It was like, so I heard you got a live feed. Do you have a shot of me snagging the line drive you hit up my forehead? Weird request. I don't know.
Did he catch that one? He caught it.
Oh, he caught it. Yeah, he caught it.
Oh, yeah. I would want that.
Oh, I was like, I don't blame you. I was like, I felt so bad because I hit a ball, probably the hardest ball I've hit in the whole weekend, and it just happened to go at your face. I'm glad you caught that. I would just say that. So I will say, besides personal, having the first home run of the team, legit one, possibly the best bat flip of the team.
Well, you can't forget Nate's bat flip on the ball that hit the fence.
We had a couple of those, not gonna lie, because Grant before he hit his home run, he bat flipped one that hit the top of the fence too. So
that's a tough look.
We were seeing the ball come in, but we were not seeing the ball go out because we had no idea where it was going.
Death perception was off.
Yeah.
Death perception was off a little bit. But no, I would just say the overall, like, the other teams felt like the one thing that guy said, he was like, I thought you guys would be douchebags because you're beating us so bad. He's like, but you guys were all pretty cool. And I think the overarching thing of we're not bad people. Like somehow we get a bad rap when we go there, maybe because we just crush people all the time.
No,
I don't know.
TJ, there's a reason why we have a bad rep there, and you know it.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, when you're putting up 40 runs and you're talking, smack in group chats on the way up, and we take it
they
seriously.
Encouraged it.
We take it seriously. That's
they
why.
Said,
that's
talk
why.
Trash. I think if we actually took it seriously, I think that would be worse for us because I think we would like actually try hard, and it wouldn't be as fun, and we would try to like compete, and it was. The whole experience as a whole, like just I think you said it, just making it up there and back safely with all the obstacles, with canceled flights, with going to the wrong hotel, with rental car not starting.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. How did I forget about that?
We
went a whole first 2 games without your rental car. Get back to start it, and it won't even start. And you have to call Avis, and Avis is like, yeah, you can drive to the airport and get another car if you want.
Yeah, 2.5 hours away. Well, yeah. Also, that's the whole thing is like, well, how are you supposed to? I don't think you understand me, Avis. The car won't start. What do you mean I have to drive it to the airport?
I can't get there. Well, they initially said we'll bring you a car. That changed to you could ride with the tow truck back to the car. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know this dude in Charlottesville. I'm not. That doesn't bode well for certain demographics up there. And
that was a long time ago. Not really, but
lest you forget the last time we were up there, where the Uber driver was like, "Hey, there's the rally," was right there. Just saying.
What? Yeah, this is news to me. Just saying.
Oh, you weren't there. You weren't there for that one. So
nope.
We get the Uber, like the one of the 4 Ubers available apparently in Charlottesville, and we Uber to the Bill, and she's driving us through campus, and she goes, "Well, so right there, that building right there, yeah, you know that whole rally that they had a month ago, it was right there."
And I forgot that was right when we went up.
Yeah. And it was like, oh well, we're just gonna keep this moving. Let's hey,
run this that building.
Run the red light. Go.
Now that you bring that up again, that Uber drive, I do remember you looking at us. I think I was with you, and you looked at a few of us, and you were like, "So I'm gonna always stick with somebody." And we all just kind of look after hearing that. We were like, "Yep, yeah, we're fine with that."
Buddy system is in full play. So personally, I'm glad I made it safe. But no, overall, like I said, I don't want to be too cliche in saying this, and I gotta wrap this up because I do gotta finish packing here. She's outside right now. But not to sound cliche, but literally just the fact that you guys drop schedules on a whim. Work schedules, financial expense, and just said, okay, we're doing this for the brand. Like just that right there. Okay, this was the right thing. Like this was all worth, even though we didn't win, this was all worth the whole thing. So
shout out.
Shout out the Purcell Project. I agree with Jorge.
Sure. I mean, you paid a lot for that, so.
The company paid a lot for that.
for the
at the expense of the IRS.
The IRS, it was TJ's company.
The business paid for that. Hey, babe.
Hey, one last thing I have to put out there because I don't know if anybody heard this. When I first met Jeff, great dude. I don't know what color eyes he has because they were closed the whole time. Great dude. We went to go play cornhole. And he asked me, how do you play? So I don't know what they do in UConn, but I just want to throw out there that he didn't know how to play cornhole, and I had to teach him mid-game just so he can function. Oh, there
It's
he
also
is.
possible that he just forgot how to play because he was that drunk. I could see that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what his eyes look like.
That guy can definitely rap too.
Bars are plenty. So they sent this in the captain's group chat, and they said, "This is Jeff." And I said, first of all, people won't recognize him because his eyes are open. And that has some chuckle. I was like, no, but seriously, that is kind of true. But last closing things for you guys before we wrap this up.
Awesome, damn good weekend. I wish you guys could have seen Evan and I in a South Carolina gas station with our bodies literally shaking because our bodies were in shock from so much softball. But bodies in pain and hangovers and a missed day of work and whatever expense aside, worth it 100%. Can't wait to go back and do it again.
Absolutely. Jorge.
I 100% agree. I think next year, we make it Friday to Sunday and go to that great time at the Built on Friday and make it everybody. But all in all, man, I mean, I think this is one of the better weekends that we can have per year as a group. I mean, everybody loves softball. Everyone loves being together. We can actually get together after, a year apart, some of us not seeing each other for a while. So I think putting us together and just, scoring a ton of runs, hopefully 200 next year, is going to be great, man. Not great for the body. I mean, the body was not good on Monday. I mean, getting up to go to the bathroom and get water was tough, but it's worth it 110%. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be in training starting, what UVA is only 360 days away. Gotta get the body ready.
Gotta start now. Go ahead and start some hot yoga. Apparently that helps. The hot yoga. But no, thank you guys for hopping on. And I echo all that. Like this is a weekend we need to do probably every year. Like if nothing else, just a check-in, see how you guys are doing. Cause I mean, everybody asks me what's your favorite thing about law school? And I say this, like it's not even a hesitation. Well, New Orleans is a hesitation. So that's
New Orleans was fun. Listen, I did both too. Softball's better.
Oh, but no, by far.
Softball's better.
By far, this is better. That's it. Just you guys are just good people. Oh, for the most part. If not, we have people to defend us if we're not good people. So shout out to that.
Yep.
But
gotcha.
Right there. But no, in all seriousness, thank you guys. Hell of a weekend and rest up, start training. I'm gonna do status check-ins in October. Make sure that we're on a 6-month plan to be healthy by April or whatever that is. My math is off because I gotta go pack. But you guys are amazing. Thank you all, and shout out to you. And that wraps us up. We are done, and until next time, thank you guys.
All right, TJ.
Thanks for having me on.